Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 31 of Prison Architect. There's a few bits and pieces that I need to do really at the start of this video because a few of you have been leaving some suggestions in the comments. One thing is that not all of our prison cells have guards assigned to them, which is perfectly true. I did start assigning some guards to some of them, but not all of them. We've also got a CCTV camera here that appears to be inactive. Let's go and see if we can't get that connected up. Is it not connected to anything? It says that it is. I know sometimes you have to connect these in a specific direction for it to work. But that does say that it's connected. How about we connect it to one of the other ones then? That one doesn't seem quite as overloaded. Never remember which way around these are supposed to connect up to. Okay, that seems to have fixed that problem. So, let's go and have a look where we have guards deployed. Guard patrols normally. So I've got guard patrols in all of these. Don't have any guard patrols in any of the dormitories though, which is problematic. So we do need guards in all of those. We'll go ahead and hire some more guards as well. We've got 55. We can afford to hire a few more. That takes us up to 60. Let's go and get the game running. Now, another thing is a lot of our guards are very, very busy messing around opening doors for people. So it's been suggested that we should automate some of the doors. Now, I've never used door automation before, but I did go and have a quick look on the wiki just to make sure I knew how it worked. So that is something that we will be doing. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is we want to go into objects and we want to find... Now, not remote doors. You can use remote doors. The difference is a remote door can only be opened remotely, whereas you can actually make it so a normal door can be opened remotely. So what we want is a... what it's called now. There's a very specific thing that goes in the security room that allows you to work the remote door. It's not under utilities, is it? Yes, it is, because there's the CCTV monitor. You can also put pressure pads on and door timers. There's logic circuits as well. A simple circuit box that performs a logical operation based on inputs and sets the output accordingly. Well, I don't think we're going to go quite into that level of detail, but we do want a door control system here. So we'll build a door control system, and we will put that maybe we can stick that in this corner there, actually, because we can't fit a CCTV in, which means it's already got a power supply. So we'll get that, that plumbed in. Then we'll start working on the doors. So what I'm going to do, first of all, we're going to put servos onto all of these external doors to the fenced off area, because there's always a lot of workmen going in and out of these, which means they're always waiting for guards to open them. And then as for the rest of the doors, we will actually keep our eye on which doors... if we see people queuing up to be let through a door, then we will automate it. There are some places that I want to avoid automating. So, for example... any doors that go to the outside world should not be automated, because we should always be able to have a guard nearby anyway, because we want to make sure that people don't escape when that happens. So let's go ahead and put the game up to... well, we can go up to speed 3 actually. We're just waiting for a workman to come and install the door control system. Somebody is on their way, coming from the other side of the map. There he is. Obviously that was in the storage on the other side of the map for whatever reason. But there is our door control system. So that will get fitted in. But before we can use it, we need to put in some servos. So we want to look in... is it under objects? No, it's not. So it must be under utilities. Door servos. So the way these work is the gear has to go over the door, and the box goes at the side of the door. So we're going to go and put those on all of these side gates, especially the ones where we're doing forestry, because there's a lot of people waiting to get through these. But we'll actually do all of these gates. These will all be automated. From what I read on the wiki, there doesn't appear to be a limit to the number of doors you can have on a single door control. Whether or not that is true, I mean, the wiki might be out of date, or it could just be incorrect information, but we'll go ahead and get all of these connected up. So we'll need to wait for them to actually get installed first before we can do anything else. So there we go. Of course, they need power, which is the other problem. So we need to go and do that via the utilities. So we'll probably want to keep them on separate circuits to a certain degree. So let's go and rig that one up. Obviously, we want to make sure that we don't have our circuitry crossing over. So we've got to be careful about that. We can run into this one. You see these guys all queuing up to get to these. So this can come out there and go onto that one. This one, I guess, can come from here. This is going to be a little bit of a weird route, but it'll work. So that one connected up. This one might as well just connect straight up to that. These outer ones might be a little bit of a pain, so let's have some of these ones connected up like this. This top one, we'd have to go quite a ways away to get that one connected up. This one's quite easy because we've got places we can connect here. We can connect up to this one like so. And this one should be easy enough to get to as well. And that's it. Apart from, so there's just one up there that we don't have any connection to, which is fine because it's kind of an unused gate anyway. I don't think we really need to bother with that one, to be honest. Sounds like something's going on. Somebody's just got tased there. That is fine. Random piles of stuff everywhere. Stuff seems to be going relatively well. The searching is going on well. It must be found with a pair of scissors. So it looks like we do have some servos in place now. So in which order do we have to connect them up? If it's the same as the CCTV camera, it's the door control system, hit connect, and then connect to the servo. Looks like that works. So door control system, servo. So assuming somebody's monitoring the door control system anyway. Should probably check these are working before I go around and wire them all up in this direction. Because they might all be the wrong way. Oh, we've had a death. Obviously we know one of these doors doesn't have power. Dead is being carried to the morgue. You were another snitch and ex-guard. That was unfortunate. So are these doors working now? Yes, they are. Brilliant. Okay. So there is a slight limitation on the automatic doors, and that is that they can only open, I think it's 2 doors every second. So if you're going to have a lot of doors that need to be opened and closed, you might need to have more door control systems in order to be able to run that. But yeah, there's certainly, I mean, there are some doors that we don't really need to automate, like cell doors, for example. Cell doors are automatic anyway. And there are some doors that I, like this one here, where I pretty much just want to keep a guard nearby, because there's always a guard stationed in the room anyway. And there's a metal detector here, so if anybody tries to get in through that metal detector with something I don't want them to have, we've got a guard nearby who can subdue them straight away. So that's kind of the purpose of that. Obviously now we do have guards on patrol in the dormitories, so that should mean that we don't get as many escape attempts because they're being watched more closely. So that's part of the plan there. Now we do still have a few other things that we need to build. We still haven't had our 10 prisoners passing the Foundation Education course. We still haven't produced 10 superior beds, and we still need to raise our capacity to 200. We're actually quite close to doing that. We're not terribly far away from that at all. So we probably are going to want to go and get ourselves another cell lock. So we should probably go ahead and do that. We do have a little bit of space for death row, which we're not actually Now, this is our death row cell here. Now, someone did suggest that this should be made completely separate from everything else and have its... Because these people are like, you know, the worst of the worst, and they will constantly get into trouble and fights and try and kill people and escape and stuff like that. The death row should have a its own separate kitchen and everything, which is possibly true. So that's something that I'll have to consider. But it's not like we get that many death row prisoners anyway. We haven't had a single one yet. If we go and have a look at our intake, there are still no death row prisoners available. Our capacity is 182, but 6 of the cells are reserved for death row. So that's why I've got it set to 176. So let's go ahead and we've got a decent bit of money. There is still some more stuff that we'd like to research, but let's go ahead and try and get the next cell block in. I always constantly forget the dimensions of these. 4 escapes today, which is a pain. Let's just quickly go and pause up. So we've got a tunnel. So much for having a guard on patrol. So we need to go and search that toilet. We also need to remove this tunnel. So that was unfortunate. Get all of that tunnel removed. Might be time to start actually building perimeter walls. I've been avoiding building perimeter walls because I want to be able to expand in certain directions as well. But it certainly looks like we're going to have to get some walls down here. Or maybe even have a sniper tower on this side somewhere. It's probably... I don't know what the range of the sniper towers are, to be honest. Oh, it's a watch tower. Is it a guard tower? Guard tower. We do have a spare one somewhere. So let's say we have a guard tower over here. And then we can hire another sniper. And hopefully we'll be able to stop any more getting out on that side. But who knows? So, what I was trying to do... Oh, we've just detected another tunnel somewhere, I think. Or was it a false alarm? Detected one over here, potentially. But, I mean, we've looked around here before. Nobody can really get out here. I mean, they could technically go and escape via one of these toilets. It seems very unlikely that they would be going in that direction, but we will check anyway. So let's go and get that done. So, let's get things going again. I will try and get this planning thing done, because I didn't actually measure out what this was to begin with. So, clear all of that up, because it's a mess. So we are 54 by, that's 15, isn't it? 54 by 15 is what we want. So we need to leave a space of 2. And then we want 54 by 15. Luckily I had measured everything out correctly, so we do have that space at the side there. So materials, we want to get some paving stones. Let's run the sort of full length of these, which is what we do. And we'll probably go up the side as well. And then this is going to be a new building. So we want a brick building. Auto lights are turned off, which is fine. So we want to go and do that. We also want to get ourselves some large jail doors that'll go right in the middle. Top and bottom. Now, something somebody did point out to me, which is something I didn't know about, is if you go into deployment, don't think that counts it because it's not actually a building, but when it is a building, you can actually set a whole building to unlocked, which means all doors will automatically be opened or unlocked. So that will be useful. But we do need to wait for that to be built before we can do anything else. So there'll be a little bit of time before that is done. So that's okay. Got a bit more capacity for prisoners now. Of course, we keep losing a few due to escapes and stuff. Let's go and speed things up a bit. We've got the deliveries coming in. I still can't work out why we have prisoners who are sort of permanently in the holding cell area. There's no reason why there should be. We have empty cells. So that is a little bit of a strange thing. This is getting built nice and quick though, which is very good. Will be excellent when we actually get the rest of these things finished. It's taking such a long time to get these prisoners past the Foundation Education course. But this building is almost finished, but not quite. There we go, so that is done. So what we can now do is through deployment, we can actually set this to unlocked. And these doors are going to be permanently unlocked anyway. We want to lock them open. But the point of this is when we put in extra cells, those doors will automatically be opened. So we shouldn't have to worry about those anymore. So we want to go into our planning tool. No, we don't. We want to... what we can do is go ahead and get rid of the plans there. And we actually want our clone tool. And we'll do the usual sort of build order, which is up to and including the next wall. We need 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do the bottom ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got no power going in here, of course, so we've got no light, so we do need to fix that. We want to do these cells. The only reason I do it in individual cells, I mean, I could do it in larger areas, but the clone tool will only allow you to take an area that size. That's the maximum size that you can clone, which is slightly too small. So I'm doing it on a sort of a cell-by-cell basis. So we'll do these here. And then I think last time I did this, I worked out that I could actually grab the solitary area. Not quite, because I can't grab the bottom of it. So we'll go down to just past the middle area, the second set of drains. Put that in there. And then we will get that area there. Now we will have to put the extra drains in. We'll have to put the extra drains in under the doors, so that is fine. So objects, drains under the doors. We'll need to put the power in manually. And of course, all the utilities and stuff have to go in as well. So let's go and make sure we get the utilities in first, because if we get some power connected up, we'll be able to see. So we will... where do we want to run the power? Where is the power for this one? It's over here. So I think we'll run this power along. We'll run it up this wall. And we'll run along here. And we could also, that way, if we wanted to, get a power switch. We don't really have power switches everywhere. I don't think we need to bother with the power switches. We won't bother putting the power switch on. We will need to get water and stuff in there. We might as well go ahead and do that now then. So, large pipes. Let us... where do we want to run this pipe in from? Do you know what? Let's just run it across through here, down here, and... Our large pipes usually run... In fact, we've got the pipes running all the way through the middle, so that is the ideal place to put it, really. So we'll run that pipe through. We've got a few small pipes that we need to run through, of course. So all of the toilets need small pipes. I really wish you could tell the clone tool to do these for you. You don't seem to be able to. Obviously the radiators don't require cold water, just hot. But at least this will have the toilets working. Solitary toilets need... I'm actually trying to avoid drawing straight through the middle of the middle pipes. Because when you do that, it tends to cancel some of the other construction jobs that the workmen are doing. So I'm just trying to be careful with that one. So let's get the rest of these pipes connected up. And that's most of it done. We just need the hot water pipes for the radiators, but I can't really do that until we've got all of the rest of the walls in and everything. In fact, we need to do those areas. So let's just go to quick build and clone. So we want to do that area because we want to get the CCTV as well. We know it won't put the boiler in. We will have to put the boiler in manually. So that's fine. We'll do that on both sides. And then that'll all get built up for us. Utilities. Where are we? Utilities. Water boilers. Need one of those at each end at the bottom because the door goes at the top. That automatically puts the CCTVs in for us as well. We need hot pipes, but we'll sort all that out on the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Prison Architect. As it's right near the end of the month, I just thought that I would mention that the end of the month or beginning of the following month is when my Patreons are charged. So if you would like to support me on Patreon, it's very, very much appreciated. Again, I don't ask anybody to support me if they are not comfortably financially able to. But you can support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and if you want to, you can cancel after the first month and just give me $1. But as I said on my Patreon and on previous videos, $1 once is probably more than I would get from anyone if they watched every single video on the channel, because ad revenue through YouTube is actually that low. And you know, YouTube isn't my full-time job. I am a full-time carer, but YouTube does help a little bit, even though it's a tiny amount of money that I make from YouTube. So anybody that would like to support me through Patreon and help me continue doing this hobby that I do actually love and enjoy, that would be absolutely fantastic. You can find the link to my Patreon in the description below the video, but it's www.patreon.com/unstable voltage. And I will see you guys on the next video. So until then, goodbye for now.